Alright, Batman fans, so we finally have some news for the Batman Part 2 from the director himself, Matt Reeves, and I couldn't be more happier about this news, okay? Let's go ahead and check out what he had to say on Twitter, or on X if you want to call it its new name now, but he tweeted out a couple different things here that are definitely going to surprise and excite the fans of that first film, The Batman 2022, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite films of all time. And so let's just go ahead and get into the very first thing that he tweeted out here, and that shocked the Twitter world. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it up on the screen for you guys right here. It says hashtag snow tires, and as you can see here, he posted two different images that he uploaded to Twitter of what looks to be the Batmobile. Now let's go ahead and get a closer look at image one. Okay, so first things first, here's image one right here. It shows that the Batmobile has these thicker tires now, maybe even a slightly different Batmobile than we got to see in the first movie. We get that downward shot, very similar to a shot we got in the 2022 film. And what you'll notice here is that we have, one, like he said in the tweet, snow tires, okay, the thicker tire there, and two, you could see that we are in the snow. So if we had to guess, you know, this film is probably taking place during Christmas time. That first initial film, 2022 Batman, took place during October, right, during Halloween. And now this second film is more than likely going to be taking place during Christmas, continuing with that holiday theme for the Batman Matt Reeves films, which I think is a fantastic idea. And there's been a lot of different storylines that involve Batman that are always taking place during some sort of holiday. So again, I think this is a fantastic idea. Now let's take a look at this second image here inside of this initial tweet. Okay, so here it is right here. We kind of get the front look at what looks to be the Batmobile, again driving through the snow there. And so it is the same Batmobile. As you can see, it's still the same light and the same body for the Batmobile. But man, I couldn't be more excited about this. Okay, now let's go ahead and check out the second tweet that he made. All right, because like I said, he said a lot, and he really doesn't tweet a lot. He really does not put a lot out there. So when he does, it's normally a banger. So here's another one right here. We have someone tweeting towards Matt Reeves that says, "Is this testing for the Batman 2, Matt?" And he said, "Sure is." And here we go with a second tweet where someone is saying, "My biggest fucking dream to see in live action is a bloody Batman in the snow. I really hope that means that this is happening." And Matt Reeves says, "Indeed it is." So very exciting news here, guys. Very exciting news. Just think of it, picture it, imagine it in your Batman fan brain, okay? The Dark Knight walking through the snow, bloodied up and fighting criminals all night long, blood dripping on the white snow as he has that black suit on, cape flapping in the snow. This is going to be real cinema, but that's not it. Okay, Matt Reeves didn't just leave us with just that. We have one more to go over. So he replied to another Batman page by the name of BatSource, and he said, "This is the most you've tweeted in one sitting, a new record." And Matt Reeves replied to that with this tweet right here. It says, "Just over here having a little fun," as we get yet another image of what looks to be him looking at, again, test screenings and things like that for the Batman 2 on this monitor here. Now let's get a close-in image of that, which I'll have on the screen for you right now, so we could just see it in a little more detail here. So it looks to be inside of the Batmobile from like the back seat, and then we see some type of fiery explosion taking place inside Gotham City, of course. And that's pretty much all he tweeted right there. So very exciting news here, guys, for the Batman Part 2. Why it took us this many years to see this film, I will never know. The first one dropped in 2022. Between The Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, it took what, 3 years? 2005, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, about 3 years. And then of course we did get a larger gap there from 2008 to 2012 for The Dark Knight Rises, but only 4 years, right? We are in 2026 now. It's been 4 years. We're going to have to wait till what, 2027, 2028 for this film to release? That is insane. That is ridiculous. Who knows how old I'm going to be by the time the trilogy finishes inside of Matt Reeves' Batman universe, which, by the way, let's go ahead and talk about the DCU just a little bit, because we already know that James Gunn wants to do his own Batman. He wants to have more of a fantastical, over-the-top one, in comparison to this more grounded, gritty version of Batman that Matt Reeves has been portraying to us and putting on display. That's a huge conflict of interest, right? Because you want the audience to care mainly about one, and there could be a huge divide within the DC fan base if we have Matt Reeves' more grounded, gritty Batman for the fans that love that, and then an over-the-top, fantastical one for whoever loves that. Because I've never loved that. Anytime we've gotten over-the-top, fantastical Batman, it's been horrible. it's been terrible. For instance, Batman and Robin film, Batman Forever. I know some of y'all grew up with that, okay, and you may love those films for its nostalgia and things like that, but let's be honest, those movies are abysmal. Those movies are an abomination. Those movies are terrible, and I don't want to see any more over-the-top Batman. I love grounded, gritty detective Batman that we got inside of the Christopher Nolan films, and now that we're getting here in the Matt Reeves films. And even if we're going to go into like the video game franchise, right, with the Arkham series of games, where again we have that grounded Batman, they're able to do some over-the-top stuff because it's a game, but still it's grounded for the most part, and it works even though we're doing some crazy stuff inside of those games. That's just the best version of Batman. You're never going to beat it. All right, the first time we ever seen Batman introduced on the big screen, not on the small screen with Adam West, but on the big screen, was Batman 1989, which is, again, it's over the top and it's fantastical in its own way, especially with the Joker character. But when it comes to Batman, a lot of that is grounded and it's dark and it's gritty, which is how Batman should be done. Now, I can see a universe where James Gunn gives us something closer to like the animated series Batman, which a lot of people think is the best portrayal we've ever seen of the Batman character, and then I could see something like that working. But man, please, let's not go back to Val Kilmer, let's not go back to George Clooney, please, for the love of God, let's get the dark, serious Batman. It's always been the best. But anyway, guys, that's the news for the day. Those are my thoughts on this Batman Matt Reeves news. Let me know your thoughts on this movie news down in the comment section down below. If you don't know what we do here on Demigod ENT, we do film, TV, and pop culture based content. If you're interested in this type of content, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.